peeps, it's time for a Tying Your Sari Silk Wrap Skirts 101 primer. Some friends I just got introduced into wearing Sari Silk Wrap skirts were asking me, it's like, hey, how do I get these holes to work? And there is a little learning curve with it, so I'll see if I can demonstrate the advantages and disadvantages to using the holes or not using your holes. So come a little closer so you can see. This one, I've got it wrapped not using the holes. The nice thing about that is it's quick. And you just throw it on. Easy if you're throwing your skirt on, going to like a yoga class, you know you'll be changing pretty soon. So boom, there you go, right there at the natural waist. Gives you kind of a little waist definition. The nice thing about not using holes is you can also loosen it up quite a bit so that you can let your skirt ride lower on your hips. So that way it will come down to your knees. So there you go. When I ride my skirts lower on my hips, I usually untuck my shirt because I kind of like a little looser look. Okay. So now, going back into using the holes, somebody recently in one of the groups said, hey, when I use the middle hole, part of my skirt, I'm actually small enough that part of my skirt comes through and I can't get it as tight as I would like to. So these skirts, the newer styles, come with 3 holes. 1, 2, 3. And so the person was talking about that middle hole, which kind of intuitively makes sense to use that one. Wasn't particularly working for her. So my answer to that is then go ahead and use the hole closest to you. So there you go. The advantage to using the holes is that they kind of lock the skirt in place. Meaning, when you wear your skirt lower on your hips and loose, for some reason the skirts want to come right back to your natural waist. That makes sense. That's the slowest, the smallest part of you. Now when you use the closest hole, one of your ties is going to be quite a bit smaller, or shorter. So yeah, you're going to have one bow kind of big, one small. So and again, by doing that, it kind of locks it in. Otherwise, your skirts have a tendency to kind of shift around and slide around. And you end up with something, let's see if I can recreate it here. And that's why I wore such a bright shirt, just so you could kind of see it. So if you have it loose, and throughout your day, you're standing and you're sitting and you're standing and you're sitting, sometimes you'll end up with part of your skirt kind of looking like this. You end up with a, kind of part of your tie. And again, it's not a fatal flaw. There are advantages to both ways, but that's the advantage to using your belt holes, your tie holes, is that it kind of locks it in, and so you won't have that separation like that. So anyway, that's kind of how you tie them. Basic 101, the advantages and disadvantages to using the ties and the belt holes. If you've got an older skirt, or some of the skirts that don't have labels in them, you might just get one hole right in the middle of the back. Certainly tie holes aren't that hard to create. Just make a cut, sew it up, and you're good to go. So hopefully this kind of helps people understand how to use their ties. Bye.